Hey YouTube, it's Old Man Waters here with Old Man Waters Gaming. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend at the OTS Championships. I recently took top 4 at my OTS Championship. We had 21 players, and my Swiss round, after Swiss rounds, I was second place behind one of my teammates. TG, shout out to him for taking first. And he was on, one of the best decks, one of the new decks, Yummy. And so we had like 21, 22 players there, and I made it all the way to top 8. I finished out Swiss at X1, 4-1, I believe is what it was, because I think we had 5 rounds of Swiss and then cut to top 8. My top 8 was kind of rough. It was not a favorable matchup for me to win. It was against Fiend Smith Ubel, the guy that Tanner that played it has been playing that deck for a long time. He's very well versed in that deck, and it was a slugfest, none to say, But made it to top 4, and I played against the Yummy player that I beat in my round 3, and I made it all the way up to game 3. I'm going first. I heat wave him, and basically I didn't see a line to win, and I lost. I mean, there was a line where I could have won that game, but hey, look, it happens. Round breakdown. Round 1 was Draco Tail 2-0 on that. Round 2 was Regenesis Kashtira with Bestials. That was a 2-0. Round 3 was Yummy. That was a 2-0. Guy had no idea what to do against the deck. He had no idea how to play against my deck. And Drago says hi. Those cards right there literally just shut that deck down. Round 4, I played against my good buddy, my teammate, the one that took first in Swiss. He got, we're going into game 3, goes the match as a card, I guess. Goes the match, Dragon Brothers can't play underneath that. Then 5th round was RUG, Jirax. That deck is very scary. Never played against that deck. And luckily enough, hand traps win games, I guess, And then my, top 8 match was Ubel Fiend Smith, and then my top 4 match was Yummy. And if I had beaten the Yummy player, the finals would have been Dragon Rulers versus Vanquish Soul K9, which unironically I dodged that deck the entire day, luckily. I think we had like 8 Yummy decks, 3 or 4 Vanquish Soul decks, a couple Mitsu Raizo decks, a couple Mitsu Orcus decks, and some Rogue Contenders. But yeah, anyways, let's go over the deck that I used, and let's talk about it and what changes I would potentially make in this upcoming format. But anyways, if y'all haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like and comment on the, on these, on the videos and everything. It does help me out. I'm not trying to get monetized or anything like that, but I just want more people interacting with me, talking to me about the deck, trying to further the progress of the deck, trying to make the deck better, make it stronger, just like in the old days of Disaster Dragon. So, without further ado, here's the top 4 Dragon Ruler Tenpai deck. We're going to start off with the Big Mamas, Blaster, Tidal, Tempest, and Redox. Nothing much to say about these. Nothing really much has changed with these. They're great extenders. They're great beaters. They bait out a ton of hand traps. You would unironically would not believe how many people interact with these cards. Same as before, 1 of each of the matching babies. 1 burner, 1 stream, 1 drafts, and 1 reactant. Great extenders, chop blockers. These guys do put in so much work underneath the Lancia. 3 flickers. This card is, what can I say? This card is wonderful. I love this card so much. If I see this card and it does not get ashed or purged, more than likely I'm in a pretty strong situation. I'm in a good position. Moving on to the Tenpai engine, still on 3 Pydra. At the beginning of the format, whenever Justice Hunters arrived, I was debating on cutting Tenpai out. And like Droll is seeing less play, and that kind of led me to believe like playing Jinroku might actually be better. But now that I'm looking at everything, I'm still leaning. I still think this is the best normal summon we have. Now, Dre Guy may say, Dre Guy has a different play style than I do, and he has a different thought process than I do, which me and him, we've worked with each other on the build still. We're still working with each other on everything. It's just like this, between this and Door is kind of like, it's like a conflict of interest for us. But hey, I love the big guy. I love the work that he's putting in. I'll continue to support the man and his endeavors. I hope he does great at his upcoming regionals that he's got coming up. But yeah, 3 Pydra searches, the field spell, and the quick play. 1 Pydra, I wish for the love of God in me, that I could quit drawing this card. It's not dead in the hand, but it's not a card that I want in my hand. But, 2 Jinroku and 1 Chandra. This is actually another card I really don't want in my hand. Yes, it's a nice extender, but it doesn't progress the game state for me a whole lot when I'm trying to get to a starting combo. Where if I'm going first, I don't want this in my hand. If I'm going second, I'm okay with this being in my hand. But and it's kind of the same thing with Jinroku. I really don't want to open this card. I want to search it and trigger the effect. Now for the 2 spells, the summoning, the Kaiman, the cards that everybody hates, but I absolutely love them. Let's move on to the non-engine. 3 Fua, 3 Perulia. Perulia and Fua are really good into the Justice Hunters format. Perulia mostly against Vanquished Soul Canine, and Fua is like Max C against Yummy. And and they even against like Mitsu Rizel, this stuff still does good. Mitsu Rizel is still around, and it still does unironically what it needs to be doing. And I still think it's probably the best deck in the room to beat. 3 Droll and Lockbird. I still opted to play this in, but going further down the road at upcoming events that I have coming up, I honestly believe that cutting Droll to the side is actually correct, and maining more ghost spells and maining ogres is correct, honestly. Droll done good. It served its purpose. Droll is actually pretty decent into the Draco Tail matchup, and it's also really good into your rogue matchups. But like there again, but like against Yummy, it does nothing, because draw phase, standby phase, main phase, activate engage. You draw them. Yummy does not necessarily care because they can place the field spell. So, I mean, it really does not matter if you draw them or not. 3 Ash. This card's still viable in my opinion because, like, ashing the, like the Cupsy or like the Cupsy play, is still kind of good. Keeping them off having, additional bodies or having additional cards to use is like relatively pretty strong in my opinion. 2 Bells. I'm bumping this card up to 3. This card's actually insane. 1 Mag, 1 Druis, and wouldn't be a Dragon deck without my special card, Quackimira Drago. This card said hello so many times at the OTS. People would just, and like the amount of people that don't know what Seals plus Drago does is like people, like Seals has been in the game for like several years now, and like people still have just forgotten what that card does. And like they I had several players look at Drago like, oh, it's 1600 defense. No, you dumb. It is literally 0/0, and like they would summon a Yummy monster and just pass turn. And I'm like, okay, but like, it's a new format. People are, not thinking clearly, but hey, it's whatever. Let's go into the side deck real quick. The side deck did change a little bit. The main deck list is actually the one I took to Nats, which y'all did see in the previous video. But going further down the road into the format, it is going to change. So, yeah. 3 Lancia. Malice was not there, but I really dislike Malice a whole lot. 3 Ogres and 1 Christia. Ogre, absolutely insane. Christia, cracked. Going into the format, and I played at locals the other night, like Christia it's still strong, but like into your Vanquish Soul matchup, it's just like summon Ryzen, reveal their attributes that they need, pop the card, destroy the column. I mean, it is so annoying. That deck is just so annoying. I don't know. I mean, like, I know I'm ranting about a deck, but Vanquish Soul Canine is I believe is the new boogeyman in the room. So, anyways, I was playing Gordian Slicer in this card's place, and I decided to take the card out because I needed something a little bit faster, a little bit more reactive, and just completely shut a board off. 3 Book of Eclipse. This card was cracked for me at the OTS, dude, man. This thing was wonderful. Just flip everything down, and then I just cleared the board and went Tenpai combo. So, I mean, like, it works good. 3 Heatwave, same thing as Book of Eclipse, man. This thing is absolutely insane. Just Heatwave them. You basically turn to skip your opponent. I mean, so if you see this card in your opening hands, shotgun it, please. 1 Talents and 1 Call By. I honestly debated on swapping these out for Solemn Judgments due to the fact that Droplet has seen some major play online, and like a lot of the deck profiles and stuff that I watch, and like a lot of the streamers that I watch, like Droplet was seeing like a lot of play, and people were doing like Dark Ruler No More, because like Dark Ruler No More on this board is kind of rough. They can't kill me. They can't, they can negate everything, but like they still have to deal with the Drago that goes to the from the seals and everything. But like I needed something to stop the Dark Ruler No More. Luckily, I didn't get Dark Ruler No More or Dropleted. So like the main theory behind it is like have 5 opening cards. Basically, it says you can't Dark Ruler me. 2 Judgments plus 3 Heat Waves. You can't Dark Ruler a board that don't have nothing there. So basically, you're just sitting on a brick in your hand, and then it comes to me, and I'm cracking back with everything that I have. So like, if I don't have this, I more than likely might have the Judgments, and then there's like a 22% chance that I don't open up the Judgment or the Heat Wave in this situation. So, yeah. Going further, these might be turning into Solemn Judgments. Let's go into the extra deck. Standard for me, 2 Heavenly Seals. Cards insane. I wish people would learn to read their cards. 1 Hida, 1 Fire Princess, 1 Raging Phoenix, and 1 Zelantis. This line did come up once or twice at the OTS. Very powerful. Against the U-Bell player, I had to use this line to try to out the U-Bell stuff. But, like, unfortunately, I lost that game 1. But, like, games 2 and 3, I came back with a vengeance and just, done what Tenpai Dragon Ruler does. Now for the XYZs. 2 Chasma, 1 Catastrophe, 1 Apocalypse. Did not make this weekend. Over the past weekend at the OTS, I did not make it. And 1 Flare Metal. Did not make this either going into time. And I've realized that, at like local events or like OTS championships or like regionals, this deck is not really going into time a whole lot. And you really have to be pushing this deck to its limits for me to be going into time. So, and another thing also is I'm actually thinking about taking Flare Metal out for the simple fact that a lot of players are starting to side deck Contact C, and Contact C just kind of rips on this deck a little bit. thinking about maybe swapping the flare metal out to like a SP Little Knight. Yeah, I know it chump blocks the seals play, but I would rather have SP Little Knight paired with Chasma and Catastrophes than I would have absolutely nothing on my board. And now for the last 4 cards. I think we all know what they are. 1 Bident, 2 Bidents, 1 Transcendent, and 1 Trident Dragon. There was a couple games where I had to drop these 2 completely on the board because they just didn't see the writing on the wall, and you know, it is what it is. But guys, we got our invite for Nationals for next year. I'm super stoked about it. I look forward to helping my other partners and teammates get their invites and excuse me, and getting their invites, you know, and helping play test inside the circle and helping break down these new competitor decks that are coming out and that have been out. So just be on the lookout for more upcoming videos. Shout out to Unaverage Gaming's channel. Shout out to all the work that he does for our locals, you know, and videoing all of our matchups so that way we can all play back the videos and watch where our misplays are. Shout out to Aaron Barton, Upwards is his account, and for always hosting, you know, testing sessions at his house and whatnot. And shout out to Oxford Gamers Den in Oxford, Mississippi. Shout out to them. They have been a big help to us in allowing us to play test basically whenever we want if we don't have a place to play, and allowing us to do the things that we need to do to get better at the game and to, you know, show out for them. You know, we thank them for their partnership and their sponsorships, you know, like their little mini sponsorship that they gave to us at Nats. You know, we appreciate it very much. And hopefully we'll be having some more deck profiles come on here for the 3v3 that's coming up on August 30th. Hopefully we'll be doing this again here real soon. Well, guys, that's it. I will catch you guys next time. See ya.